Today I'm going to be looking at memes about Canada. I've watched some videos like this before. I always find them enjoyable, funny, but also quite insightful into Canadian life. I mean, I don't know how relatable this is. That's quite magnificent. I don't know. Yeah, that's someone with a lot of time. A 4-poster bed in the snow. What's like the craziest or best thing you've ever made in the snow? I guess there's so much snow in some parts of Canada that you could be quite creative, but yeah, that's another level. And sleeping there with a t-shirt on. Yeah, great. Let's check this out. See some Canadian memes. Leaving your window open and oh my god. That cannot be real. Like, again, that looks quite put together as if it's not real, but even just going to the toilet when it's cold in Scotland can be quite, or having a shower. That's one thing I forget, that living in Malaysia, the weather's 32 degrees Celsius every day, so I go for a shower, come out, maybe more warm than anything else, but I've got aircon, so it's not really a problem. But go back to Scotland in the winter, have a shower, step outside the shower, and the bathroom is freezing. Forget like these problems that you need to deal with living in a cold country. I guess Canada would be another level as well. Only in Canada, someone's like dropped some coffee and then wrote sorry in it. Yeah, I mean, could just clean that up as well, but Canadian graffiti at its finest. Your mom is a nice lady. Is that Canadian? Do you spell mom in Canada? I've never really thought about it. I know a lot of Canadian English is based on like British English, but obviously we spell it M-U-M. How do you spell mum in Canada? Is it mom or mum? But I mean, that is very nice graffiti. The biggest riot in Canada history. I'm a little upset. Okay. Person walked into me by accident. They said sorry before I could. Again, I've said on previous videos, that's something I do. That's something my daughter does. She's only 2, just turned 2 years old, and she like banged into my son at the weekend, like basically knocked him. She said sorry. Like, it was so cute, but already from that age, she's getting that politeness. Now you're just a country that I used to own. That's fair. You know it's cold when the ticket machines are wearing parkas. Yeah, I mean, this one definitely is in Canada with the French and English. Wow, so I guess would they stop working if they never had these things on? I've never actually seen anything like that before. To actually have them, and they look like very well made as well. Like, when is the moment you have to break these out? What temperature does it have to get to have to make use of them? Alco hockey, the Canadian version of beer pong. Amazing. It's like one of those air hockey tables. That actually looks like quite a fun game, even like if it wasn't to do with the alcohol. Still looks like it could be an enjoyable game to play. I guess that's a one-off. I guess that's not very common, but Canadian beer pong. As a Canadian, I sometimes think the stereotypes are too much. Today, my teacher walked around in class giving frozen maple syrup on a stick to everyone in class. Yeah, I've seen these before. Obviously, I've never had one. I've said a lot of times I love maple syrup, one of my favourite things. As a topping, like French toast, pancakes, all that sort of thing, I love it. The flavour's so nice, but to have it raw on a stick, yeah, for sure, I would definitely try it. Is this something you get in school, actually? It's like saying the teacher walked around and gave them out. For me, that would be a great day, a memorable day at school, Canada, with the Tim Hortons cup just frozen over there. Meanwhile, in Canada, yeah, I guess when you got weather like that, you can do all sorts of creative stuff. You know you're in Canada and not some other place when police seize 20k of maple syrup in a high-speed chase. In Canada, hockey's more important than classes. Yeah, I've seen that one before. Said it's very similar for football in the UK as well, in big events. Yeah, seen this one at the start, but yeah, people told me they've had like days off school. They've all gathered in like the main area in school to watch big matches and so on. That awkward moment when you can't get to your car because a moose is blocking it. Yeah, has that ever happened to you? Like, how would you get rid of it? Like, if you try to like shoo it away, does it get violent or anything? They look quite placid or peaceful, although they're very, very big. But I can imagine maybe if you upset them, they could react angrily like all animals. But have you ever seen anything like this near your car? A bear, any other, like a goose? Canadians apologise so much sometimes for no reason. No reason. Sorry for racism. Sorry for our ignorance. Sorry for selfishness. Sorry for the harm we have done. Sorry for greed. I guess that's reasons, but if it's valid or not, if these people have actually did these things. Tell me more about this. What's going on? It was very organised, like all the same font and like how was this created? Who created this? Invincible Moose the next 5 km. Is that just chewing on the car? Oop. What Canadians say when they accidentally bump into someone or something, before apologising. Oop. Okay. Is that true? 3 oceans, 31,000 lakes, 243,000 km of coastline. One amazing country. I agree. Canadian workhorse. My God, man, that's an absolute beast. It's very strapped as well. Why has that got so much straps around it? Comforting. Now pet friendly except for bears. We're not making that mistake again. Quite right. Oh my God, the Canadian high five, because in Canada stitches are free. How does that get to that point? Like, why would he need his foot up there? Is that purposely done? Is this like a moment that's known about? It seems like an iconic thing. Like, there was a moment in football, like Eric Cantona, a player that played for Manchester United, was getting abuse off one of the fans, and he jumped into the fan like this, like the scissor kick, karate kick, whatever you want to call it, and it's still like an iconic image. That just seems overly violent as well. What would be the repercussions for a tackle like this? Or he's got his eyes on that as well, man. That looks like he means it. Crazy. Canadian restroom rules. Peeing. No peering over, and no moose. Brilliant. Meanwhile, in Canada, yeah, what's the craziest snow you've ever seen at your front door? Shelves of hockey sticks to hold hockey sticks. That makes sense. That actually works as well. I'm sure like if someone's got big families with hockey players, something like this would be needed as well. Like, if that is the case for you, what's the most amount of hockey sticks you've ever had in the house? Like, I have a small family, me, my wife, 2 children, but when my son plays football, soccer, my daughter started kicking the ball around. We have so many footballs all around the house. I don't know, man. It must be like 7 or 8. For the amount of kids we have, it's a lot. But yeah, I guess this would be a similar thing in Canada. Canadian Monopoly. Sorry. Is that like an actual game called Sorry? Customer, give me a tattoo that says I am Canadian. Tattoo artist, say no more sorry tattoo. Canada just got more Canadian. Tim Hortons is now serving poutine. I mean, I'm no expert. That looks good to me. I'm guessing probably Canadians will have different opinions. I would eat that. Was this like it's in Quebec as well, so maybe this was just a Quebec thing. Oh no, it says Quebec cheese curds, so maybe this was all over Canada actually. Good to see getting Canadian products for everything that's in here, but would that be nice? Would you try it? A coffee shop trying poutine. Some fine Canadian street art in Toronto. Nice, like it. What is the type of bird or the relevance to that? The Canadian hammock and upside down hockey goal. Very creative and ingenious. Canadian hotel friendly warning. No playing of mini or large hockey sticks in hallways. Again, I would see that happening with like football in the UK as well, just kids kicking it around. Maybe not in hallways, but yeah, I guess someone's had to have done this to get the warning up there. Okay, let's see this one. Drinking in America, beers, fights to the judge. In Britain, Australia, beers, fighting, more beers, yep. Drinking in Canada, beers. Drinking in Ireland, beers, blackout, and then more beers. This one also very British. So it's saying Canadians can handle their drink. Is that true? What do you think about that? Pet an iceberg. Did you know you can pet an iceberg in Canada? I didn't know, but that's fun for kids, I guess. Sorry, Coffee Co. Canada's true coffee shop. My mum was worried about a trip to Niagara Falls. I sent her this. Typical Canadian salad. So good, man. Just my type of food, honestly. PSA, don't take your pot with you on an international flight. Crossing international borders with cannabis is illegal. Yeah. Guess that makes sense. When you spill your coffee in Canada. Wow. A frozen block of coffee. Enjoy nature, watch the game, your beer stay cold. Who needs a man cave? What is this? Enjoy nature and watch the game, your beer stays cold. Oh yeah, there's like literally, so this is like a giant screen. I was trying to get the perspective here because of this big pole and trying to work out what's going on. Is this literally one guy just sitting watching a hockey match? That looks so fun. And like that, our potholes have successfully been filled. Satellite imagery of Canada after legalization of Canada, legalization of cannabis. Victoria man charged with feeding Timbits to bear. Wow. Welcome to Whose Lane Is It Anyway? The winter game show where lanes are made up and ploughs don't bother. Yeah, that must be quite difficult, man, with that lack of visibility, not just in front of you but on the actual road as well. Guess you just need to drive like super slow, or as these ones are doing, just follow the already made tracks. Polar bear is in the area. Use extreme caution when headed outside. Go with a co-worker. A slower co-worker. Good. What kind of bird is this? My god. Getting his foot. Has the ability to fly. Holds up traffic walking across the street. Canadian lemmings, after you, after you, after you, after you. So polite. You have arrived at the end of the road to nowhere. The end of the road to nowhere? Is that an actual real place? Cool. Your dealer's here. Can you actually just get cannabis delivered by post like that? I got permission from the Canadian Navy to land on their one of their aircraft carriers. Oh my god. Canadian beer pong. Oh, they've really got like beer pong but in the snow. Over here is a female moose. A moosette. A moostress. Is that Ewan McGregor? Meanwhile in Canada, free snowman. Some assembly required. Very good. Okay man, good stuff. Excellent. Love these Canadian memes. Interesting photos about Canada. Yeah, tell me what you think about them. I guess some of them are just exaggerated, but some are real life in Canada. Tell me what you think. Thanks.